Good day. Time for another video. I'm falling way behind on stuff I have gotten lately, so I'm gonna do 11 this time, with 5 of them being 2021 releases. And first up we have an EP. This is Conjuration by the band Guillotino. It was released through Warbringer Records on tape earlier this year, and Guillotino is a duo from Sweden, and this is their first release. As I said, it's an EP, 6 tracks, 4 original ones and 2 covers, and this sounds a lot like early Creator, and it's excellent. The production is very rough and awesome, and all tracks are very good, including the covers. One of the covers is Endless Pain by Creator, and my favorite is the last track, Death Toll, Inferno Death Toll. It's 2 tracks, Inferno and Death Toll. And the tape looks like this, like the Swedish flag, the edition. Here we have the J card. So check out Guillotino. Next up we have Mystic Storm with a record called From the Ancient Chaos, but it's originally in Russian. It was also released through Warbringer Records earlier this year, and Mystic Storm is they are from St. Petersburg in Russia, and it's a female-fronted thrash metal band. The lyrics are all in Russian, and she is very good. This is their debut full-length. The production is quite rough, but it suits the music perfectly, and there are very cool riffs all over the place, and the bass is pretty audible, and all tracks are good, but my favorites are Clang of Swords and Ritual. Ritual has some Darkness Descends stuff going on, so this is very good, highly recommended. Blood red tape, and the J card folds out, and you have like this and like that. Mystic Storm, From the Ancient Chaos. Next we have The Great Acceleration by Terminalist. I don't know how Terminalist. It was released through Indisciplinarian in May of this year, and Terminalist is they're from Denmark and plays what the band describes as hyper thrash, but it's basically very fast-paced thrash metal with some black metal influences and gritty vocals and some blast beats. It's very good. It's only 5 tracks, but 2 of the tracks are around 10 minutes, so it's around 34 minutes in total. And the last track, Dromocracy, is my favorite one. It's excellent. And the tape looks like this, very cool. And the J card, pretty simple. I also got a thank you note posted from the band. So check out The Great Acceleration by Terminalist. The last tape today, this is Mortal by Necrot. It was released last year through Tank Crimes, and the Necrot is a death metal band from Oakland, California, and Mortal was their second full length. and they play old school Floridian death metal, and it's very, very good. Excellent riffing, and the production is in the old school vein, but a little bit more powerful. Very good. And my favorite track here is second track, Dying Life. Excellent track. But all tracks are good, and this was highly acclaimed, but I never got a chance to listen to it properly last year. Otherwise I would have probably picked it, had it high on my album of the year list, because it's very, very good. The red tape, and the J card folds out, and you have lyrics. Necrot. Moving on to some CDs, this is the same situation as Necrot. This is Endless Wound by Black Curse, and I didn't listen to it properly last year. They are also from the US, but from Denver, Colorado, and Black Curse is their debut full length and was released through Sepulchre Voice Records last year. And this does not sound like Necrot at all. But this is death metal, but with some black metal influences, at times funeral doom, and the vocalist sounds very insane from time to time. What they sound like, but it's harsh death metal, and all tracks are very good and well written. But the opener, Charnel Rift, is my favorite, and it's a digipack. You get a sheet with lyrics. It's kind of hard to read, but very good stuff. Black Curse, Endless Wounds. Next we have The Horror by Tribulation, released in 2009 through Polarized Records and Blood Harvest. Tribulation is more known for the later releases, which is more goth metal with harsh vocals and excellent melodies, but this, their debut, is however a magnificent piece of thrashy death metal straight from the early 90s United States. It's 9 tracks, including an intro, horror intro, and clocks in at around 33 minutes, and every song on this one is killer. This is one of the best death metal releases in the last 20 years. So if you haven't heard Tribulation's debut full length, The Horror, check that one out, because it's awesome. It looks like this, and you have lyrics and artwork. Very, very, very good stuff. Next we have The Art by Taitre. I have no idea how you pronounce the band name, because I have never heard anyone say it. And this was released in 1997 through Danish label RRS. And the band was formed in 1995 and released 3 records before splitting up. And this was their debut full length. And the band was from Gothenburg in Sweden. And this sounds like a mixture of At the Gates and Early in Flames. And the strange thing is that I had never ever heard anyone talk or read about this band. But it's very, very good, very well written. It was released 2 years after Slaughter of the Soul, so I don't know why they didn't take off. And this is a promo copy. I found it on Discogs, because the reason I found it was because I listened to some At the Gates or something, and Spotify recommended, maybe you would like this one, and I really did. It's lyrics and band photos and stuff. But it's very good if you like melodic Swedish death metal. Maybe it's a little bit too long. It's not that long, but it loses its pacing towards the end. But check this one out. The Art by Thrash. And now for some 2021 releases from CD. This is Spawned from the Mortar by Mortar Spawn, released through Sewer Records in the US and Brutal Cave Productions in Europe. And the Mortar Spawn is a death metal band from Leeds in the UK, and this is their first release. It's an EP, it contains 5 tracks. It's around 15 minutes in length. And this is excellent stuff, very heavy. Great riffing. All 5 tracks are great, but especially Thorax and Abdomen. It's one of my favorite tracks from this year. It's excellent. And I saw this on the channel Melanie Loves Death Metal, and Brutal Cave announced in her comment section that they did a European release. So check out Mortar Spawn for some heavy hitting and organic sounding UK death metal from 2021. Last of the CDs, we have All Light Swallowed by Crypts of Despair. It was released earlier this year through Transcending Obscurity Records, and Crypts of Despair is a death metal band from Lithuania, and they actually share members with Lactus, which released a killer record last year called Uzribris or something, and that's how I found out about Crypts of Despair. They don't sound that similar. Crypts of Despair is more like Ulcerate, with more massive soundscapes, but unlike Ulcerate, they have a lot of great riffs, and I think this one is a lot better than I don't remember what Ulcerate's last record was called, but this one, I think if you like that one, you probably would like this one too. The production is massive, very polished, but not. It still sounds organic, and the drumming is fantastic. The vocals, great. Everything is great. This is one of the best death metal records from 2021. Very good stuff. And it's a digipack, and Transcending Obscurity always does a very nice job with their packaging. And just great stuff. And I already have it downloaded, so you can have, if you want to try it out, you can, if it focuses. Yes. And for some vinyl, this is Charnel Passages by Cruci Momentum. I think that's how you pronounce it. It was released by Profound Law Records in 2015. And Cruci Momentum is a band that I had never heard before, but I have been recommended because they sound a lot like Dead Congregation. So I picked this one up on blind buy, so to speak, and this is excellent. It sounds pretty similar to Dead Congregation, and Dead Congregation is one of my favorite modern metal, death metal bands. Very good death metal with some very dark atmosphere, some doom elements, very good production. And the band is actually also from the UK, and this is their only full length so far. They have released a couple of EPs that I'm going to try to pick up. But very good stuff. Cruci Momentum. You get a big lyric booklet or something. Very nice. The record is on just plain black vinyl. And saving the best for last, this is Woe to the Vanquished by Warbringer. And I discovered Warbringer last year with the releases of one of my favorite album last year, Weapons of Tomorrow. And I've since picked up their debut, War Without End, number 4, Empire's Collapse, and now this one. So I have 4 of their 6 releases. And this sounds pretty similar to Weapons of Tomorrow, but without the melodic black metal influences. It's not as apparent. And this is fantastic. All tracks are good, but the A-side with Silhouettes, Vote to the Vanquished, Remain Violent, and Shellfire, they are magnificent. One of the best sides I have heard. Side 2 is it's very good also, but not as good as the first side. And I can't decide if I like this one or Weapons of Tomorrow more. Both are very, 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 very good. And I think those two are better than World Without End and Empire's Collapse. So I need to check out the other 2 releases. This is a gatefold with lyrics. You get a big poster. The record is on standard black. It was released in 2017 through Napalm. Very good stuff. Warbringer, one of the best bands today. Nothing left. No one